Good morning, brothers and sisters. It is 9:40 a.m. Central Standard Time on April 14th, 2022. Hope our Creator is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. This is Solar Wolf here, and Solar Wolf here. Sorry, I can't talk yet. And we are looking at the possibility of the arrival from this coronal mass ejection that we had a few days ago. This supposed what they called a dead sunspot, which to me is just ridiculous because that don't seem very dead to me. Which hurled this coronal mass ejection has arrived, according to some people from NOAA and NASA. It arrived approximately 12:20, and as we look here, we can actually see this. Our time runs along the bottom here, and this are our lines for our BZ and our BT. And our BZ, once that goes to -6, that's when we know that we've got some form of an event. Well, here we definitely hit a brick wall. Okay, this big dash is the noon time, and then where blank is midnight. So as we can see right around 12:20, we actually did get some form of an impact, and it is setting off G1 magnetic storm. Looks like the heat is on, folks. We are getting the beginning of that impact. Now, see this right here? This right here is the actual impact of the CME it's looking like. Or what we're seeing is the initial impact of that coronal mass, or the solar winds. Because remember, we got the solar winds and then the coronal mass ejection right behind it, or overtaking it. So I think this is the outskirts of the solar wind, and then this is the initial impact of the solar wind, the actual harder one that we just saw. Boom, right there. I still think the majority of that coronal mass ejection is still right behind it, but that's just from the data that I've seen. So can you feel it? Can you feel that the heat is on? Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, folks. As we come over here to spaceweatherlive.com, we can actually see that we are increasing. Check this out. Our baseline is increasing quite rapidly, and we're coming up into a long C flare. So this is either a very long duration flare, or those sunspots, those active sunspot regions, are coming around the corner now, and they're going to start activating us and heating us up, and our baseline's about to come up again. Oh boy. Let's go check out LASCO C2, and let's go check out SDO. These right here are showing our geomagnetic storms. In fact, we can click on one of these bad boys and see where we're at. Yeah, we are currently at a KP5 index, and yeah, okay, so this right here, oh, okay, you know what? We could actually be getting the full impact at this point. This right here would have been the arrival of the solar winds. You can see our northern and southern hemisphere, interhemispheric power, and we can see that we are at 60 gigawatts, which also gives us quite a bit of auroras. But then you see it kind of calms down here, and then like I knew it would be right on its heels. I just figured it'd be a lot harder. But here's where the solar wind kind of calmed down a little bit, and then whoop, look at it coming up here now, 93, and take a look at the auroras. Yeah, we are definitely taking this one. And this is only a G2. Now, I don't think that the bulk of this is here yet. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather it be like here and then, okay, go bye-bye. And only be at a G1 or possibly a small G2. But, yeah, look at that. You can tell this is dense plasma. Come over here and we take a look at NASA's version of the Enlil spiral. Yes, Enlil. We can see the flares off the backside of the sun are kicking off. Actually, check this out. That is just as dense as what was coming at us. Oh, yeah, the sun is waking up. The sun is not quiet, folks. I know some channels like, oh, the sun has been mostly quiet. No, it's not quiet. It's been popping off the backside, and this is going to be coming around at us here before too long, folks. Yippee-ki-yay. When we come over here and we take a look at spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov at Space Weather Enthusiast Board, we can see that right now this is currently where we're at. We're in the G1 storm, and it looks like it's going to have a little bit of a let off, and then it's going to come back as a KP index of 6, as the possibility of a G2. This is their prediction, and then coming back down tomorrow, down to a G1, and then we calm back down and we get back into 2s and 3s, which is where we absolutely want to be. So as we scroll down, we can see that eruption off the backside of the sun, and it was significant, folks. We'll take a look at that. I've actually got that drawn up already. Yep, KPN, our Ace Mag and SweepAM. We can tell our BZ we're definitely in event mode. Both our BZ and BT are above +6 and -6, so our poles are taking on some pressure right now and taking on the hit. And we are doing all right. Auroras, oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And this is that long duration of a flare that I seen, but it's not going to be a whole lot of decibels because what I seen on the coming off of the sun was coming around the corner, not necessarily directly at us, but this is where we're moving into being in 24/7, hitting our planet. Now we're going to take a look over here at SDO first at 94 angstroms of light, and we're going to see where that C flare is coming from, if we can see it. See, now if you guys look over here, you guys can see the pops going off over there. And watch this explosion coming off the backside. Look at that. Now this is SDO 94 angstroms of light. We normally shouldn't be able to see something like that, but there it was nonetheless. Ooh, I think I just saw a friend. Yep, I did see a friend. And there are some friends on here. Now look at this. Look, it's still not done. Look at that. It's erupting again, like right behind itself. So we've got quite a bit of activity going on here. Now watch this. Look at the shutter movement. Now it should be that looks like a recalibration, but it could very well be where it got impacted, but I think that's a calibration. And as we go back, we'll see it do it again. Oop, whoa. What was that? Did you guys see that? Say hello to my little friend. In fact, let's do this, folks. Just because this is something that I do, I'm going to save this guy right here, right now. Alright, now, to carry on, I think we got one more little shutter movement. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so this takes us back to the 12th. And that's pretty much what we've been seeing there. Now let's come and take a look at the 304. And yes, I've got some other things drawn up for us. And let's see what we got going on 304. Now the 304, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer on this. Folks, the sun is definitely active. Look at this stuff, guys. Look at this. It's beautiful. So I'm going to try. Oop, doggone it. Now I got to try and redo this again. Sorry about that. Look at all this activity. Now this is from yesterday. Look at all this activity. Yeah, and if you look around here, look at this thing just spitting and spewing. Going along the surface of the sun. All these ribbons that are just moving. And you check that upper left corner. As we're looking at it, we can see all that activity. And that's going to be, yeah, those are coming around at us. Look at that. That is a lot of activity. My gosh. Yeah, some stuff got spewed out on there. Now we'll come over here and we'll take a look at the 171. This gets a little more dramatic, okay, but nothing to panic over. You can really see filaments move when there's an eruption. Now check that left corner. Boom! Did you see all that movement? See, that's why I like this, because you can really see the size of the explosion. That was a big explosion. That was a huge eruption. Oof. Now this is what's coming around at us. This is why that C class, our baseline, is starting to come up, because this bugger here is fully active. Looks like we've got another one coming around the corner currently, and then of course we know that thing around the backside, being 2975, is right on its heels. And first thing we're going to check is LASCO C2. And as we're watching LASCO C2 here, let's give this a good watch. Let's just go ahead and click play, and we'll see what's happening here. Look at that explosion. Oh yeah. We see board cubes. We see a lot of movement. And the heat is on. Coming around the bend. And that's about all we got out of this. There's really nothing else going on that's coming towards us, or something that we need to be taking noteworthy of. However, the one that we should, well, there's the back one right there towards the end. Of course, they cut out a couple hours. But watch this one here. Now this is stereo ahead. Okay, again, stereo ahead, looking directly at the sun. Earth is about over here, and then stereo behind is over here, but on a horizontal line. Okay, so watch this. This is from yesterday. Look at the size of that eruption. That is just massive, and that's coming around at us. Now this is Mercury. Okay. And there's also lots of friends out here, but look at this. There's some friends there. We got here, and then whatever this guy is. But look at this eruption, folks. That is so dense. There's so much in the... Ooh, what is this right here? And possibly that. Oh, there's two of them there. Look, 1, 2. What is happening here? That is, I mean, that's going to be coming around the bend at us, folks. Woo. And the heat is definitely on. Now, just to follow up from the other day, remember when I was telling you guys about Mercury and its little tail? This is actually what it looked like through another scope when they were looking at it, and they could see that. Let me look at the blast on Mercury. Man, I would not want to be living on Mercury whatsoever, like at all. That would not be fun. Could you imagine living on Mercury? Guess what? Yeah, the heat would be on. So stay safe out there, folks. Eyes open, and remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.